Hey, hey, everybody. Y'all come rolling in. Be sure to thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you have not. And of course, my live chat always takes a minute. Now, Weeping Willow, if you are watching, I'm sorry. Donna D, number one, how are you? As soon as we get a few people in here, I will call you, honey. This happens to be one of the normal days in the life of me. Ryan 84, my West Virginia buddy. Josh Connor, my buddy, period. I love each and every one of you. You know I do. There's Hills of West Virginia. We got a couple West Virginia folks in here tonight. That's always good to have my neighbors with me. Miss CJ Blaze, Bill, Brandy, Diane, Canola County. Oh boy, we got another one. I'm sorry, I'm on the couch again. God, about to get over my MS relapse, and so help me, Hannah. Y'all aren't gonna believe it. I food poisoned myself last night. I thought I was doing pretty good until I got up to take a shower a little bit ago, and it's like, oh, my body was shaking. On old ranch dressing, I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought it went with a dinner that was brought, the lunch that was brought to me yesterday, and it was from a salad the day before. Only thing sitting on the kitchen table you'd have not, you thought I'd known that that was Julius, Brandy Weems, a bowloutbreakmite.com, Brenda Turner, Frank Vick, Tom Collins. It went up there, Phantom, Beverly, Bobby. This thing comes in spurts sometimes. Did I miss anybody? Barefoot Lass, April Osborne. See, I think I've got all of you so far. Listen, y'all like spice? All of my regular crowd, Fred B. There's another April, British Columbia, Canada. Listen, let me tell you what. I thought I was going to lose my boys to British Columbia, Canada. When my son got out of the Marines, he had bought a truck and he was stationed off of Puget Sound out in Seattle. So he bought a truck while he was there, and his brother went to help him drive the. We flew him out there, and he was going to drive the truck back, but they decided to go to British Columbia and ski first because they love skiing. Man, I'm telling you, they wanted to move there. I thought I was going to lose my boys over skiing. So you live in a beautiful place. They brought me pictures. Let me tell you. Oh, can y'all hear me? I forgot. Can y'all hear me? I've got my speaker. It wasn't under my butt this time. It was under the pillow. I've got this laptop on. Can y'all hear me? Nobody said anything. I guess you could. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anybody that's new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lexi with Dax. I just had said, where's Lexi been? Okay, let me see. So, yeah, I'm getting over that food poisoning. And anyway, if y'all like sash, y'all seem to like it when it gets sassy. Little Anthony Electric. Hi, honey. How are you? Now, if any inappropriate language is spoken, Anthony, I want appropriate show, darling. Okay, Judy Bell, Gogol. Did I say that right? I'm sorry if I didn't. Farming mom with five. God love you. I wanted five kids after I had two. I was glad I didn't, but I loved to watch those YouTube channels where the big family moms cook those frozen meals. Molly McDowell, hi, honey. I'm in Kentucky, been very close. Oh, yeah. Cabell County's right there on the edge. It's great to see you too, Lexi, even if it is your name, but I can hear your voice in my head. See, there's another April. There's April Osborne. There's Majesty 78. Lisa R. Hall. Love you, darling. So, love you, Anthony Electric. I always love it when you pop in, honey. But we've got a spicy topic and a spicy guest tonight. And I'm just going to give you good warning. You hear me fine? Listen, they couldn't hear me the other night, Lexi. I had my earphones. I was sitting on them. So my speaker was under my butt. When I went back and reviewed the daggone chat, somebody said, well, it's a good thing you didn't have beans for dinner. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Am I getting anybody new that I'm missing? But yeah, that shower took it out of me. Yeah, I'm feeling better from my MS. Let's see. Today is my third day that I have been off of my walker. Haven't had to use a walker all day. I was using it all day, every day, and now it's just periodically when my head goes to spinning. Prescott Caliber Club. How are you, honey? You got pulled over? Oh, you just pulled over. Yeah, he's a traveling. He's going to Virginia. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have told that. I don't know. Susie Q. That's our Susie Q from Maryland. Haven't seen Susie Q from North Carolina yet. Okay, Truth Freeze, April Osborne, Anthony, Country Mom 859. Listen, I'm running behind. I'm supposed to have done this at 9:30. Had a little bit of a family issue I need to take care of. So, thank you, Lexi. I'm glad you're better, honey. Oops, I just saw a new name. Leah J. Let's see. Hey, Wondering American. I just missed somebody. Anybody new that I have missed? Listen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all of my new subscribers that come over. I got a message from one of Weeping Willows. Luke, hi there. But we're going to get on this because I'm going to recap real quick. We've gone over the bills, all of my latest videos on this channel and West Virginia Prepared Mind. We have gone over the very first ones. I put the bills up. We read them. So we've got the bills about the kind of gun. It didn't go through, but don't be fooled. They're working on one that's worse. We've got the bill where if the deputies don't listen to go take guns or whatever they're supposed to be doing, they're going to be considered striking. They know they have terminated themselves. They'll receive a letter. We've got the bill that has made all of the Capitol complex gun-free. Now, or the buildings. Now the whole complex is gun-free. There are fences now around the Capitol. They are bringing, this is new information, they are bringing in state police equipment that looks like military equipment to clear crowds. I have talked to deputy sheriffs in Virginia and have verified, and there are more people reporting on this now, but I started reporting this 3 weeks ago or more, that Antifa is there. Only time I'm going to say that word. MS-13 is there. Neo-Nazis are there. They said there's a report they arrested some. They were already there 2 weeks ago. And Black Lives Matter was already there. This thing don't want to stay in my ear. It's driving me crazy. I will say this word one time because somebody had a problem and didn't know what Fantastic Freddy was. So Fantastic Freddy is false flag. I believe 100% this entire thing going on with this legislation is a Fantastic Freddy. I firmly believe and have said for 3 weeks or more now that I believe this is to strike off a civil conflict. Go back and look at my videos. I have said it somewhere multiple times throughout that. Now other people are agreeing with me. Annie drinking her Tifa is there. The biggest reason is because old Bloomberg's paying him. But his son has been arrested in multiple states for doing anti-T-Man stuff in rallies. That guy that's been arrested is Tim Kaine's son. Tim Kaine was Hillary's running mate. I hope everybody knows who Hillary is. We want to watch the YT algorithms and we watch our words here because everything when they're processing, what they're processing is they do a transcript. And We are already marked because we're patriots as Homeland T words, TERRORISTS. So we try to be very careful. Those of us that are American loving, constitutional believing individuals are now labeled. We are now the enemy. If we are not a liberal Dem, we're an enemy of our country. But my guest that's coming on, our guest, knows a lot about the laws and the Constitution. She has a lot of information for um, everybody and what Virginia should be doing. Let me tell her, I'm calling in 1 second. There's a lot of things that could be done differently. There are many counties that the sheriffs and the deputies are not going to go to the rally. They are staying away in protest. There are deputies that said they would deputize every citizen in their county if these laws passed, so they can carry guns. Every citizen except anyone that has a felon on their record. Every citizen in good standing, let me put it that way. They will not do gun grabs. There's a mess. It's going to be a mess. But back to Annie drinking her Tifa. Tim Kaine's son, one of the big guys, they're supposed to, I've heard this, the police have also been given this information in Virginia. The sheriff's department confirmed it to me that that group is supposed to be wearing camouflage, MAGA hats, carrying guns, trying to blend in as patriots and fire off the first shot and blame it on the patriots. So we've got ourselves a real country, a national mess going on in Virginia. I'm in West Virginia right beside all this mess. I knew West Virginia would jump in and have the back of Virginia. The first move that West Virginia has made is there is a bill on the floor to invite neighboring counties out of Virginia to secede and become part of West Virginia. Now, they are doing it the legal route, and it has to be approved by the Virginia legislature. That'll never happen. So I don't know what plan they have after that. But there is also a petition going around at this point in time. The Virginia citizens, 10%, which would be 800,000 signatures, if they sign it, they can pull back having elected the governor. It's not impeachment. It's called something else in Virginia. They had 40,000 the other day, Wednesday. They had about 40,000 on that petition. They need 800,000. Take the petition Monday, they can get the 800,000, I'm sure. But now there is a bill on the floor in Virginia to raise that from 10% to 25%. How convenient is that? So, anyway, having given you all a little bit of a recap of what my last 3 or 4 videos on this channel has been, and then there's 2, maybe 3 videos on my sister channel, West Virginia. No. This is West Virginia Prepared Mind. My sister channel is WVPM News. So if you all want to go back and, scroll through fast and when I have speakers and, I try to, pull up the articles in the bill at the beginning, and then we do opinion. So that'll help you get through, those videos because some of them's a little long. So I am going to call Weeping Willow 2. I will pull up her channel when we get her on the phone. Let's see, I better take something out so I can hear. That's my speaker, so y'all should be able to hear me. Let me tell you, she is spicy. Ooh, so hold on to your horses. Let me tell you. No stitching. I hope I'm not getting company. I'm an hour late. Lord, I just now looked. I'm almost an hour late. I'm sorry. Where I food
Oh, that's
poisoned
all right.
myself when I took the shower. I got out and thought I was going to pass out. So I wasn't as better as I thought. So anyway, I've got everybody on. I've given them a recap of everything I've covered over the last 3 weeks or so. And I am going to let you start talking, and I'm going to pull your channel up and have it on my screen so they know where to go to subscribe to you. And
Which channel?
I will pull up both of them. I'll go back.
Okay,
I'll
great.
I'll go back and
Because
forth.
I don't, unless it's an emergency, I normally don't put anything over on Weeping Willow 2.
Oh, okay.
So everything, all my recent stuff's on Weeping Willow 2 for you.
Okay, I'll
So
pull
if you
that
want
one
to
up first.
up, that's great.
I'll pull that one
I got
up
people
first.
waiting in the wings too.
Okay, I will pull that one up first. So yeah, I've already got some of your people. I think somebody sent me a post on my last video that you sent them, and I sure appreciate that. And we've got
You're
a
welcome.
100 people watching right now, so I'm going to pull these channels up, and one of our girls will put, oh, your link is already in chat for our people to come
Sweet.
and subscribe to you. So she is a
Are we
much
live
bigger.
right now?
We are
Yes?
live, darling. We are live.
Okay,
So
great.
I told them that we were going to be talking about the constitutional rights that the Virginians needed to know that they should have to be handled in this situation. So you take off.
Exactly.
You've got the floor.
Yeah, well, having studied and implemented and done law for over 25 years, probably closer to 30 than 25, what is going on in Virginia is a scary issue, and it's infringement, of course, as everyone knows, against our Second Amendment. But I think this, as I had seen some more things from you and I having our conversation earlier, I think this is a trap. I think it is being instigated by Antifa and everybody else that's out there. Some of the names that you know, because I really, truly do not follow or report much on politics because I've already figured out what they're all about, who they're related to, and all the BS. But the sheriff, I have the sheriff's pamphlet, and it's the same universal across these America, and it's they have more power in their pinky finger than any judge in any town, any politician, from governor down. And he or she can swear in the citizenry to take this guy and arrest him. And I'm referring to Governor
Northam.
what's his name?
Northam. Northam.
Northam. Yeah, Northam. And I've reported on the guy, and I couldn't even think of his name. But yeah, Northam.
think we're live. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, did it come back, y'all? Am I back?
I don't know who you talking to.
I'm talking to people in
There
chat.
you are.
I do not know what happened. Okay, I'm going to turn me off here. And now,
Well, somebody tell me where I was. I hate interruptions.
I do too. I've never had this happen. That is the craziest thing.
Talking about law, and then it just,
Oh, let's see. You've got me on. Can you turn me off in the background?
Oh, yeah.
Because I hear the delay.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. You were talking about Northam. You just mentioned Northam. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what needs to be done, seriously, if there's enough time between now and then, absolutely. I know that they have a thing for them to talk at the office, whatever y'all call it up there or over there from me. What do you call it? Y'all do it twice a year, you said?
Oh, they have a lobby day. Yes.
A lobby day. Okay, so this lobby day with the tyrannical, treasonous, traitor, usurper of his constitutional oath, which needs to be took out of office immediately, and the sheriff having the power to do so, needs to, swear in the citizenry to go take this guy out of office. He is treasonous. He's a Class B felon. I know this from being in the law for all the years that I have. He is a Class B felon. He has not any right to be in that office because he is battling with the constitutional oath that he swore to uphold and support.
Yes, he is.
So that makes him a traitor. He can be hung, literally, on the streets for what he's doing. I don't give a flip whether or not he's a governor or not. He's going and battling against the foundation of this country. And if the Virginia people sit on their honkers, and I might tick some people off here, but if they sit on their honkers, this is a national threat. Several states across this nation already have the same plans in the wings behind the curtain. Toto needs to pull the daggone curtain back because this is in the chute for several other states, as we had spoke earlier, that are going to do or implement the same daggone thing. Now, this nation is a nation under the Father Almighty. And I tell y'all right now what you ought to do. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you, you need to go and pray. There is a thing called the prayer of agreement where two or more people join together. He is amongst you. And the more people that pray over the same issue, miracles do come about. Now, I will touch on this lightly because the Father told me back in 2016 to do a prayer of agreement. And when I poured out what knowledge I had about it, then when I thought I was done, he could be funny. He told me, now back it up with scripture. So I had to take the few words up I knew of the chapter and verse because he didn't give me that gift, of remembering that. So I went and looked it all up, and 21 hours later, I had done this for the Father and for the people because there is power in the tongue, okay? And I'll just leave off here saying John 14:12. I'm not going to tell y'all what it says. You need to go read it yourself because if I tell you, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. Look it up. Pray about it because right there in that one scripture, the entire scriptures that I have read, that one right there is the same powers that he had when he walked this earth, and he gave it to you. He gave it to you. And if you don't use it, then that's your fault.
That's right.
But I hear a lot of people saying they're believers. Well, are they? truly, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, because what's going on right now is it's not a battle of armor and bullets and being armed up and all this stuff. This is a battle between spiritual, okay,
Right.
and evil. It's a spiritual battle, not flesh and bone or flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle, and the only way it's going to be won is for everybody to join together and pray. Sending some dreams, okay? Let him see where he's going when he departs this earth, you know? But to go up there and, because I've heard tell, Antifa, if that's how you say it, is being bussed in by busloads, but they are going to be armed. They're going to be disguised as patriots. Now, I don't know how in the heck you're going to be disguised as a patriot. I mean, a patriot's a patriot. A patriot is a living soul, individual. What? How are you going to disguise yourself? But
Yep.
it is said, I got word earlier, that they plan on going in there and killing people. What was that place we talked about earlier where they went in and shot a lot of people at some kind of event here a few years ago? What was that?
Well, I know they ran over somebody with a car in Charlottesville, and
Now, this was a big event. I don't know if it's a concert or it was a football thing or something that they were shooting the crowd.
in Las Vegas. That's what's
Yes,
supposed to be the
Vegas,
truth.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, I think, they're going to do this here. Now, these people are going to be cattled in on one end with these barricades. They're not going to have weapons because they won't let them have them if they're coming through there to go into the building. So they're going to be fish in the barrel, you see.
Right.
They're not going to have a way to protect themselves.
And didn't you say, I wasn't sure if we were live or not.
Right.
So I want to make sure they heard that you got information that they were being bussed in and paid how much a day?
Yes, they are being paid. There's going to be crisis actors, $250 a day plus $200 a day, and then $50 for their gas to get there. But they're for them to stay somewhere, they got to pay that for themselves. But $200 a day to come to that event. That's right.
Yep.
And it went out. Oddly enough, it's 6 days before this event. So 6 days. This went out. I just got wind of it tonight. So it's 6 days before this event, come Monday. The whoever's running this outfit, this show with Antifa, is paying for them to come there to cause disruption.
So that was Wednesday, 6 days before.
A lot of people getting hurt in this.
Yes. And like I've told my viewers and I discussed with you earlier today, I truly believe that this is a false, FF, to strike off a civil conflict. Is what I believe.
Yeah, definitely. They want, to bring out martial law. For the real fact is that we've been under martial law since Lincoln was killed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they have just played along, and gone along, and not told the people this. But a lot of the military, I hear a lot of stuff, but the military is well aware of who it is that's in their platoons that are the traitors. And when they do the roll call and the people are in their platoon and they're all come up front or in auditorium and all this type of thing, these people, men and or women, they better pay heed to what the people of this country that know about what's going on.
Yeah.
And I have heard tell that because they know who they are, they will take a step back when that roll call is done, and they will shoot them where they stand.
Well,
and years ago when they did the what is it? The litmus test. Okay, a litmus test is something they check for diabetes. It's actually a urine test. I found it very suspicious that they would do that, because this litmus test was actually where they were asking the military, would you fire upon the American people? They called that test the litmus test, spelled exactly like the one for having the diabetes urine test. Okay?
Okay.
So anything to degrade America and the people, they're all for it, Now, whether Trump, and also I put out a urgent video tonight concerning the rumor. Anna von Ritz and Paul Strummer sent me an email, as they do with everybody else that's subscribed to them, but I got an urgent national alert stating that there are 2 baby boomer nuclear bombs that is either on rail or it is on a what are those shipping containers?
Okay.
And it's the destination. One is supposed to go to Kansas. The other one's supposed to go to Colorado.
Kansas. Now wait just a minute. Let me remind them. Kansas and Colorado are the 2 states that the huge drones have been gridding out for the past couple of weeks, that has been being highly reported on Marfoogle TV. So they have drones gridding out these 2 states. And then Weeping Willow got word this evening that there are nuke warheads, 2 of them, that are headed, one toward Kansas, one toward Colorado. Yes. But now Nebraska was supposed to be being gridded out too. So there's that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to remind them.
That's all right.
Yeah, boom booms.
But they're on the hunt for those right now. But and who knows if this is true? This is just something that's put out. She had intel that ended up getting in touch with her. I'm talking about Anna von Ritz up in Alaska, which is literally a judge, not the type of judge that's in this country or I mean that's part of our country, but you know what I mean, the lower 49 here. Um, she is literally a judge, and let me explain something else. Getting over on the law stuff, um, this country is supposed to, according to our Constitution, have an Article 3 court of law, and it's not. It's Article 1. Dale Chase, who was a former, and he's now retired, was a justice of the United States Supreme Court. Several years ago, which I just got wind of it several months ago, I've got the 5-page document of him blowing a whistle or spilling the beans concerning the legal system in this country. And what he told and divulged to the public, what
Oops, we can't hear you good. Oh. Or you're taking care of your dog. Okay.
Well, yeah, I had to open the gate there for
Okay.
him. I thought he was walking in there anyway. Back up, buddy. He ended up spilling the beans on what the legal system in this country, which has been infiltrated by the nefarious characters that they are. I call them all snakes in the grass. And what they've done, they are actually stealing from the Pesky QV Trust, which was set up in 1666. Odd numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Now, what did you say that channel in Alaska? She is a real judge. What did you say her channel name is?
Anna Von Ritz. Well, she's carried. So she's carried on Paul Stromer, but you can type her in on YouTube, and she's everywhere. Okay.
Okay.
And she is a miraculous legal. Well, I mean, this woman is amazing. She's stupendous on her law, her education, what she's done for America. I mean, this woman, you know, if you ever studied her stuff, I mean, me having been in law for closing in probably 30 years, and I run across her and Paul Stromer several years back. But she's just fabulous. I mean, there's things that she's teaching people how to come out of the corporation called the United States that makes people citizens, and via route of the birth certificate. Okay, the birth certificate is the downfall. They did that to assign numbers to the public. That number is actually your QSIP number, whereby when people get arrested, which the cops don't have the right to do that unless you harm another soul or you damage their property. Okay, that's the only 2 reasons anybody ought to get locked up. That's it. Not for doing self-harm, of doing drugs or whatever, and, you know, but anyway, the birth certificate is what, and your social security number, because when you get arrested, they want your social security.
Right.
That's the way they tap into the KV Trust, and it's also under different names. And I don't have those memorized because I just come to the knowledge of the other names. I didn't know that. But Pesky QV Trust is what Dale Chase, retired judge, ended up blowing the whistle on and talking about it and exposing all the judges.
AZ Artist, this is very real. This is all being confirmed by law officers and judges in Virginia. All the information that we are giving you, and she and I talked earlier, this is confirmed by people in high places. We just happen to have very, very good sources. I reported this stuff 3 weeks ago that the huge hundreds of thousands of member, sub channels have been reporting in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. I've got good sources, and she has good sources. Never, you may be new to my channel, so I want to tell you, never, ever, ever, AZ, will I ever give you false information on my channel. And if we find
Me either.
ever that anything that we got was a falsehood, I will come back live and tell you that. But
Right.
and I have made a mistake and I have done a live and corrected it, but we are giving you facts. All of this from the start of this live to this minute is fact. And yes, United States is a corporation, and yes, they use our birth certificates for
To rob the money. And what the judges, the cops, now I don't know if the lower ranking cops are aware of it, but most certainly the chief of police, as well as the underling to him, what do they call the assistant chief
well,
of
and our
police?
birth certificates are also used for our potential work, how many years we can work, and we are used for loans. We are used as collateral for loans.
Right. Well, that all has to do with the KV Trust.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so when, well, I've gotten off the.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But somebody was questioning whether we were telling the truth or not.
Okay, I wanted to say who all the perpetrators were on the KV Trust.
Okay.
All right, you have all judges. All judges. We're talking worldwide. This is a criminal enterprise. You have all judges, all clerks, all cops, all probably likely all sheriffs. I know probably and likely mine is because he's a traitor in my town, and all attorneys. Now, as far as attorneys go, they are in a union. The British Accredited Registry, which stands for BAR.
The Bar Association, that's British. It's not American.
That's right.
Say that again. The Bar Association is the British what?
British Accredited Registry, and they now have sprouted out and call it the American Bar Association.
Yes.
It is still the same thing. Because it's a union and they cannot do their nefarious deeds unless they are members of the union. It's a club. It's a RICO racketeering fraud. They prolong cases. Let me tell you, when it comes to Harvard University, also Princeton, Yale, all these daggone universities, they are not where they get their licenses from.
No.
They get their license from England.
Yes.
And when they get their license and they set up practice here, they're operating under foreign jurisdiction. They have to sign a foreign jurisdiction statement. They have to sign an anti-bribery statement, and they have to have a bond on them or they cannot operate. And they are upon the public's demand for those documents, which will prove this fact, they're supposed to submit it to you. Now, I have some issues going on in my town, and I've asked for all these documents from all these people.
Linda, is the sound poor? Are you not getting the sound poor? Do I need to turn her down?
Am I being too loud?
Are you all having problems hearing?
That's why I'm normally loud.
I've got you hanging on my screen, and is anybody else having a problem with any noise or sound? No. Okay, they said we're fine. Good deal.
All right, somebody loyal something or other says that's why the gold fringe is around the flag. No, it is not. The gold fringe around the flag is the symbol for admiralty and maritime law.
Yes.
Okay.
That is 100% correct. Yes. You are 100% correct. Maritime law. Maybe you want to explain maritime law to them?
Pardon me?
Would you like to explain maritime law for any viewers that don't know?
Maritime law is commerce law. It's commercial law. And what they did was take that and move it onto the land to to end up extorting from the American people and everybody else, whoever's under their admiralty law, which I would sooner say the entire planet is, you know. So maritime law was on high seas. It was for commerce. It was for trades across the oceans between countries. And so they moved that onto the land and thought, hey, you know, let's extort this from the people and tell them through taxes that this is something you need to do. So everybody just went with the flow because they didn't investigate anything and sat on their honkers and just accepted what was being given to them. Now, our parents and our great-grandparents and all this, you know, they're the ones that dropped the ball on this stuff, okay? So now we are in 2020, and a lot of folks are waking up to the true facts of how this country began, what it's going, and who was it, Madison? Who was the one that ended up saying, I mean, I don't do politics a lot, only in emergencies like I've done here the last couple of days. But whoever it was, I think it was Madison, but I'm not real certain about that. I'm sure one of your viewers will tell you, that ended up saying when they come out from writing the Constitution was said, we gave you a republic if you can hold on to it. Okay? So whoever said that, you know, praise him. But, you know, all those people who come over here from England were Masons, all right?
Bingo.
Every one of them. And I'll tell you something else. Every president in this country is related to the crown. Every one of them, to include Obama, to include President Trump, they're all related to the crown of England by DNA. I've seen the DNA. I've seen the absolute paperwork on that. Okay, I had somebody share it with me many years ago. They're not going to let the regular, normal Joe Blow sit up in that daggone White House, okay? Because they consider it theirs.
Hang on one second.
Operate and play the congressmen and senators and everybody else is all up in this because they get into politics to make millions. You have the lobbyists who are in there to pay for their votes, to swing them this way or that way to do whatever their bidding is. It's a cash cow, okay?
Yeah, and the churches use your tithes to pay for lobbyists to go to Washington and then won't tell you what the churches are lobbying for.
Well, every church in this nation, now we get over on that topic.
Well, no, we'll stay on Virginia.
501(c) classified tax deductive entity, okay? And every one of them are dictated to on what they can and cannot teach their parishioners. All right? Now, I look at it like this. If you are a God-fearing pastor and you love the Lord with all thine heart, with all thy mind, and with all thine soul, how dare you take a 501(c) classified tax write-off, because that shows that you have no faith in the Father Almighty. Because your parishioners and you praying to the Father in the prayer of agreement, He's going to supply you your needs. So, parishioners and preacher men and all that, where's your faith?
That's right.
Okay. Where is your faith? So, okay, what else you want to talk about?
Let's see. Somebody had asked a question about those boom booms. We want to watch how we say that nuke word. You said it was either already on a train or in a container. One headed to Kansas, one headed to Colorado, and you got that information from.
Yeah, and they said what about it?
They wanted. They weren't sure. They heard that they came in late, and they were just verifying what we said.
Oh yeah, and they came from down south. Okay.
They came across the border, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. They come from down south. and they're coming by rail or by shipping container, and that's how that goes.
Yep.
You know, and how they're going to find that, who knows? You know, I think it's going to be one big false flag come Monday.
Absolutely.
If not before then. Huh?
I said, absolutely. And you know that Northam said that he had to declare. Now, see, they're under a state of emergency right now. It went into effect at 5 o'clock this evening until Tuesday because he fears for his safety. Well, now you tell me.
I guess if I was him and I was a traitor, I would too, according to the laws of this nation.
How's he think somebody's going to protect him by a blasted gun? You tell me a gun that's ever hopped up and shot and killed anybody. There was a person behind it. There's not a gun hopped up by itself and shot anybody anywhere. It was by a person. Now,
they were planning this. That's what the people aren't getting.
This has been
planning this 2 weeks before this ever even hit.
This has been planned for years. Bloomberg paid for everything. Soros paid for the rest of it, and now Bloomberg and Soros are calling their puppets in. That's what's going on.
$50 million for this little episode that's coming up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this has been in the works for years. They want to weaken us and get us fighting each other. So another country that starts with a C, possibly, or an R, or both of them together could come in and take us over. C already owns us from all the loans we owe them. China.
Let me enlighten you on that.
Okay.
You're talking about what? You're calling C and R. I know who you're talking about, but why aren't you saying it?
Because the algorithms on this platform are picking that up on these channels.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me tell you about C.
Okay.
And everybody, I presume, on your channel knows who we're talking about.
Yes. China.
Yeah. So they sold a lot of their, whatever their money is called. They sold a lot of stock.
The yen?
Many years ago to the American people.
Isn't it the yen? China?
No, I think maybe, but I thought that was JAPAN, wasn't it? No, maybe.
I don't know. Well, anyway.
I think it's theirs. But
whatever their money is.
Their money is. They sold a lot of stock and sold their money to a lot of American investors. And they claimed that America took their gold. Well, no, they didn't. They didn't hijack their gold. They didn't stash it anywhere or anything of the nature. But they, the C's, ended up screwing over and messing over a lot of the American people for a whole lot of money. And they just told them, hey, go fly it. We're not giving it to you. Okay?
Right.
So they ripped a lot of people off. So anyhow, that's how that goes.
Somebody's asking you, what if you have a 501c3 and you're not a church, but you're a nonprofit from humanitarian causes, environmental causes, and animal causes? Is there any difference in a 501c3 that you mentioned?
No, because I had myself started a 501c organization called the Kentucky Injured Workers, because I have been the injured workers advocate here in the state Commonwealth of Kentucky for about 25 years. And I began that organization thinking that I was going to finally get my wheelchair. It's a conversion van for my 410-pound wheelchair. And I was going to campaign across the state. I already got my campaign book. I've talked to a lot of so-called public servants over the years, the politicians, and nothing ever came to fruition. And I never got the van, even though I won the van for my workers' comp insurance. But there's a lot of folks that I'm going after right now, and I'm talking commercial lien. That is the remedy for the American people. It's not in their court system. You will never get justice in the court system across this country right now. You have to do your homework. You have to learn about commercial liens, because you see they're held under their oath. The politicians, everybody in that, and all your elected officials are held under those oaths. And they have to abide by the Constitution and also the United States codes, which spills and trickles downward, okay, right to the states that they operate in. So you have cops, you have the prosecuting attorney, you have the county attorney, and you have the judges. They are all state employees, people. They're all getting paid out of the same daggone cookie jar, which creates a conflict of interest. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So when they do that, but a lot of people don't know this, all right? But I'm going after Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. And I'm also going after JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan Chase had me wound up and tied up for 13 years battling over my house in a foreclosure when they never had a contract with me. I successfully litigated my own case. I won. Case done. I've got the deed, which never had their name on it. Nobody's name but mine has ever been on it. But they done a lot of little shenanigans behind the scenes, again, with Toto pulling the curtain back. They tried to rob me of my home with the county sheriff and the county attorney, which is also the prosecuting attorney. So he's wearing two hats and getting paid twice.
Weeping Willow. Truth Freeze just brought up in chat the difference between the all caps United States of America and the small letters United States of America. Truth Freeze knows about that. Do you want to enlighten the other viewers that may not?
Well, the all caps United States is the corporation, which has nothing whatsoever to do with the American people. It is a foreign entity.
There you go.
You have the lowercase United, and then you have the capital S on the states. That's us.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, now what was I saying?
I'm so sorry. You were talking about your personal battle with...
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, I litigated it. And all of that is on my channels. I don't remember which one. I've got Weeping Willow 2, and that was my main channel. But now I've got Weeping Willow 2, and a space, a number 4, and a capital U. Yeah,
CJ's they're putting your links in chat. So your links to your channels, they've put them in chat for people to go subscribe.
Okay. Oh, great. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, YouTube split my name up. I didn't aim for Weeping Willow to be separated, the Weeping Willow 2. I just wanted the 4 and the U spaced out there. But they did that to keep people from finding me easily. So, they muck around with me all the time, delete my videos, take my numbers off and all this. I don't have a clue how many people watch me.
What are your thoughts? What's your opinion? I know what my opinion, and I've shared it, with Virginia right now being under a state of emergency. That is just a nice way of saying you're on a low-level martial law status.
Well, anytime, that's almost like the same bull that the cops say that you're being detained.
Right.
You are arrested at the moment they say that you are detained. Okay?
Exactly. Play on words. Just a play on words.
Yes, exactly. And let me say this one thing before I jump back to Virginia. There is a case, if y'all look it up, it's called Trezevant, Trezen. Oh, wait a minute. Is it Trezevant? Trez. Jeez. Hold up. I got to write it down.
That's what happens.
Zevant. okay? Trezevant Trezevant versus City of Tampa, Florida. The guy was detained. Then he was arrested, but they told him that they would take him to the bond department at the police department, and he could bond out. Well, they kind of messed up, and they put him in a cell, and he sat there for about 20 minutes before they remembered him. And thought, we got messed up. So they went and got him out. Well, he sued them. He got about $25,000 because they infringed on his rights, okay? So when these officers, these Gestapos, these, Nazi SS people, need to be put set back, the jackboots, okay?
Right.
They need to be woke up because they do not know that constitutional oath that they swore to, and that right there makes them foreign agents because they are not abiding by what they swore, whereby it makes it fraud. And there is never there's not a statute of limitations on fraud. But again, because the courts are crooked as the day is long, you don't want to sue them in a court of law because they're not courts of law. They're courts of statutes and regulations. Big difference. The law is the United States codes, and they are bound by those laws when they swear that oath, not only the constitutional oath, but the oath to the Constitution of whatever state that they reside in.
Right.
They have two that they've sworn to. Now back to Virginia. I had someone send me yesterday a thing on their emergency management criteria stating that and that's under one of my videos that I did on Virginia. It has a link that spells it out that does not, even if the state is under an emergency, which that's what Governor Northam has called, does not give him the right to do what he is doing. But again, because people don't know their state stuff or the laws of this country, they're being bamboozled, they're being hoodwinked, they're being driven like cattle. Okay?
Right.
And I'll try to find that right here.
Well, and we talked earlier, if the deputies would, they have the right to go arrest Northam for treason.
The sheriff does.
Yes.
The cops aren't going to.
Yeah.
But the sheriff is an elected official. He works for we the people. And if he doesn't, then the people need to do what's called a recall vote. Now not every
they're working on that. They have to have 800,000 signatures on their petition, and as of Wednesday, they had 40,000. So if they just take
what your state is saying?
That is what they're working on in Virginia. They have to have, it's in their state constitution, they have to have 10% of the registered voter's signature on a petition before they can do a recall vote.
I've never heard of that being at that amount. That's an astronomical amount. For it to go to the majority of them has always been like you get 1,000 signatures or 5,000 signatures, and that would be a done deal.
Their constitution says
taking it to a vote.
You
take that to the voting department, whatever it's called, because I don't vote anymore. I've yanked all my stuff. I'm not an American citizen anymore. I'm an American state national. I am not hooked in with the corporation of the United States any longer. I've been authenticated, so to speak. I'm out of it. Okay?
Yeah.
And but 1,000 to 5,000, and you're supposed to be able to take it to the voting place, the voting poll place, whatever it's called, and they are supposed to then put it to a vote to the people.
Well,
now that's not taking this individual out of office. That is only putting it before the people to vote them out. And what they have to do is the legwork of walking through the neighborhoods, taking a flyer, writing down the charges of what their public official is not doing on their behalf of we the people. If they ignore we the people, then the people need to take charge and go and get those signatures and then take it to the registration office for them to then do a vote.
Well,
to the public, they call it a special
election
voting thing.
The Constitution in Virginia itself says before they can recall any elected official, they have to have 10% of the population, which is 800,000.
Well, then Virginia has got a lot of people that need to get out and walk the streets.
But now somebody said they thought Northam had done an executive order. I have somewhere, I'd have to look it up, the bill number. It is a bill where they're wanting to raise it from 10% to 25%. I don't think he can do that.
That bill forward.
One of their legislators, I don't know.
Yeah, well, see, that's where the people in Virginia needs to knock those numbers down. Let me tell you, when you deal with these nefarious characters, now I've heard tell that this is a fact when I've talked to a lot of people in the past. If a senator or congressman or you state representatives get 7 calls in one day concerning a single issue, they deem that an emergency. Okay? So if people would man the phones, because I've been there, I've done this stuff. Okay.
Oh my goodness, they can get their signatures on their way to Richmond Sunday and Monday. All they have to do is stop on the way, and then but it has to be Virginia citizens. That is all that can sign it.
Right.
But somebody here says that she was told that only the coroner in Virginia can arrest the governor.
What?
So I don't know.
Coroner?
Yeah.
I have never in all my life heard that.
I haven't either, but listen, let me tell you.
How is that?
I don't know.
How is that?
I have no idea. I'm just telling you what she said. That's going to be worth looking into, though. We'll just look into it.
I think she's disinfo. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll
the
just.
The sheriff that has the power to do that, and if the sheriff ended up getting the rest of the sheriffs of that state or commonwealth, then they can all, swear in a lot of people with a microphone, and by doggy get up there and take him out of office. Now, not saying.
Well, they do have to follow their constitution, and their constitution says 10%. Diana, I was just reading somebody's comments.
No, wait a minute. You're talking about 2 different things here. You're talking about taking him out as far as
recall. Yes.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about because he's treasonous, tyrannical, and a traitor to the oath that he swore to uphold. That is where the sheriff can take him out of office post haste immediately. Because
the sheriff of his county's not going to. The sheriff of his county's bought and paid for too.
Well, then I guess they need to take him out too. Then.
Yep.
Vote him out.
They need anybody that's bought and paid for by Bloomberg and Soros needs out.
Hold up. You have 99 counties in Virginia?
They have 95 counties and 85 are Second Amendment sanctuary counties. They have 95 counties in Virginia.
Okay. So, this sanctuary crap, that stuff just ticks me off. But, however many counties you have, irrespective of Richmond, where this is going, irrespective of that county sheriff not doing his due diligence and upholding the oath that he swore to, then they can also get him, okay?
They all raised their hand and swore an oath to protect this land from any enemy, foreign or domestic.
That's right. That's right.
Well, he's a domestic terrorist.
Across your state, this is still the governor of the entire state, whereby the rest of the sheriffs can go and get the guy and arrest him for treason.
Somebody said that the highest court, I missed it if it was in Virginia, if they already took the Supreme Court. Does each state don't have a Supreme Court? We only have one Supreme Court, don't we?
No, there's the Supreme Court in each state, and then you've got the United States Supreme Court.
I thought it was called something else in each state. But anyway, their Supreme Court in Virginia voted today that what Northam is doing is legal. So now their own Supreme Court's treasonous.
This is legal?
Yes, now they're treasonous. This is all treason, y'all.
No,
this is all
legal.
No, this is all 100% against the Constitution. 100%.
Yeah, it is. Okay, hold up. I've got the link.
Renee Thomas said that Murphy's Law. Let's see. No. Wait a minute. That's Murphy's Law. Mayberry versus Madison in a Supreme Court case lays out that the Constitution is the law of the land. Absolutely. We all know that. Yep.
Okay.
I didn't know how it came about, but I knew it was the law of the land. Thank you, Renee.
What did they say? I'm sorry, I was looking at this thing.
She just, one of my buddies here that has a YouTube channel, Renee Thomas, she said it was Mayberry versus Madison. That was the Supreme Court case that laid out for a fact that the Constitution is the law of the land. She was just helping us educate people in chat.
Well, no, to me, with what I know, no, that's incorrect. The Constitution is not the law of the land. The Constitution was formed to prevent the government from infringing on we the people. It does not afford us any rights. It tells the government not to infringe on our rights. It is in there to pinpoint what they are not to do to us. Okay?
Well, then we have the Bill of Rights.
Yes, you have the Bill of Rights. But the law of the land is common law. That is written in the Constitution.
Yeah.
The common law is Father Almighty's law. We were born free. It's man that has enslaved man with all these daggone laws and oppression, and, hey, jump this high, and you say how high, people follow this stuff when we did not swear an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America, okay?
Right.
We are the people. We are the living souls, the blood flowing, the real flesh. We have nothing to do with that Constitution. However, we, being the people, the living people, the real people, whereby they are considered the dead entities. They are government. They are commerce. They are commercial. They have no right to be trying to contract with us. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
None at all.
Right.
They do their shipping, their contracting between state and state and overseas and all that stuff to do their commercial trading and selling goods, et cetera, et cetera. It does not have anything to do with us. Nothing. But they have portrayed this and moved the admiralty and maritime laws onto the land to extort money from we the people and to rob the people of the Cesta QV Trust, which they are not paying taxes on. Let me tell you something. You can end up getting every attorney in your town, every judge in your town, every trader a cop and turn them into the daggone IRS. Okay?
Yeah.
Turn them in. Send them their daggone address. Tell them what they're doing. Ask these judges. Ask the daggone police chief. Ask the daggone sheriff. Ask the daggone prosecuting attorney and the county attorney. Where is your W-9? Because every daggone case that people are charged under has absolutely nothing for what you're being charged. It has to do with the W-9. And they're stealing, again, from the Pesky QV Trust. That's what it's all about. They get your suit. People need to stop signing their dead blame names. Stop giving up your Social Security number. Is not a damn ID card. Okay? That is private.
Able-bodied in here in chat said that Trump tweeted today, this is all he's had to say about Virginia. Now you tell me how earth-shattering this is. That's what you get for voting for Democrats. Well, somebody needs to go knock him in the head. Knock some sense in him.
Let me wake y'all up out there. There is no dead blame difference between Democrat and Republican. And if you think there is,
not anymore. There's not anymore.
Never was.
Nope.
Again, it never was. Your votes do not count. They picked the daggone president many, many years before they are ever put in that office. And every daggone one of them are related to the Crown of England because they all developed this country. Okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with us, what they do in that 17-mile radius of D.C., District of Columbia.
Yes.
Washington, D.C. is not a state.
No.
It is of its own. It is there. Yep. It is not a state.
They're saying in chat that the FFA has suspended and closed airspace over Richmond, all air traffic except military. What's that tell you?
That means if I was out there, well, I would have never drove to the place to begin with, okay? I mean, this is just right in your face. We're going to kill you, you know? But let me read this before I forget about it.
Okay.
This is the 2012 session that this House Bill 20 was passed. Emergency Services and Disaster Law, Constitutional Rights of Citizens to Keep and Bear Arms. And this was introduced by Tony Wilt,
Yep.
For all patrons. It says summary as passed. Emergency Services and Disasters, Constitutional Rights provide, hold up.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Provides that nothing in the emergency services and disaster law shall be interpreted to limit or prohibit the otherwise lawful possession, carrying, transportation, sale, or transfer of firearms. This bill is identical to SB 245. And it says further, summary as introduced. Emergency Services and Disasters Constitutional Rights provides that nothing in the Emergency Services and Disaster Law shall be interpreted to limit or prohibit or otherwise
thanks for being here.
Or prohibit the otherwise lawful possession, carrying, transportation, sale, or transfer of firearms. What is of the Second Amendment that this dodo does not comprehend? Thou shalt not infringe on the right to bear arms. And you know, that's another thing that comes to mind, because I've seen and heard cases from the United States Supreme Court that ends up going and siding with the states, saying that, oh yeah, you can't have a concealed weapon unless you have a concealed weapons license, okay? Oh, well, hold the hell up. Did you swear an oath under that Constitution? No, you did not. Okay? So, what is it that the United States Supreme Court, and it's not the highest court of the land, all right? There's another one, but I'm not going to get into that. Not in this conversation, but there is one above that. And so, how is it that they think that they have the right to tell somebody when you've got the common law where even Father Almighty tells you that if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and go buy one. Hello?
Right.
You know, you're not, you know, the Ten Commandments does say thou shalt not kill. But they don't say, oh, well, you're just supposed to stand there and take it, you know, and have somebody beat the crap out of you or shoot you or stab you or take a club to you. Excuse me? No. Because even Yeshua said, sell your clothes and go get you a sword. You're supposed to stand up for yourself, people.
Yes.
And there's somewhere in John, I forget where it is, but somewhere in John says essentially the same thing, you know?
Yes.
And, but how is it that the United States Supreme Court, I ask, and I'll just put it out there for y'all, for food for thought. We, the living flesh, flowing blood, souls, have absolutely nothing to do with United States codes or the Constitution. So how is it? Because, and I'll tell you that answer, it's because of ignorance, because of being naive, because nobody thinks about the intricate parts of law. All right? And those laws have absolutely nothing to do with you. However, you can use those laws that they are to abide by because they are in official office capacity to serve who? You.
Right.
That's what government is. It is to preserve and make sure that you're happy, that you are, you know, getting along in life. I mean, all this was created for you. But then who's getting it? They are. They're robbing you. Okay?
Right.
They're robbing you of your labor. They're robbing you of your money. And, you know, it all has to do with corporations. Because everything's set up for the corporations. Because corporations are commerce and commercial. So, anyway.
Yep.
I had one other thing I wanted to...
Able-bodied that's in chat, she happened to be involved in the martial law that took place with Hurricane Katrina, and she said that she has seen when they put in martial law, it does not take days. They remove everyone's guns in hours.
Yeah, well, I won't comment on that. Simply because if the people are going to sit back and they're not going to get together.
I don't think they're sitting back. I think they're trying to follow the law the best they can and do it legally.
Well, what is illegal of somebody protecting themselves against tyrannical and treasonous behavior? You know, if you're going to be exposed, you know, and not have, let's say, groups of people, even in your neighborhoods, okay? People can talk to people.
Right.
And say, hey, it's the military rolling down the daggone street with a tank. What are you going to do? You know? They say, oh, God, I don't know. You know, what if the white buses come down your daggone street? You going to get on board? I guarantee you get on board, your ass ain't coming back.
There's nobody that watches the Truth or YouTube channel, will, but the rest of the world will. They'll jump thinking the government's going to help them. They'll be right on that bus wanting their cheese sandwich.
It's
for
like,
God's sake.
Feed me, clothe me, you know, take care of me. Well, that is all bull.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I wanted to explain something really critical here to you folks.
And then we're going to have to get off here because Marf's going live, and I try not to cross over his lives.
The deal with the birth certificate.
Yeah.
If y'all don't change your political status, as I have done, becoming an American state national, now I can still scream to the highest of the people using the constitutional oath in the United States codes against people who are supposed to serve me. Okay?
Yeah.
I can still do that. Just because I became an American state national does not forbid me from holding them accountable for the wrongdoings they did. And I am doing that. But right now, with the way things are in the courts, when y'all, let's say you get a ticket and you go before the judge, don't ever go across the bar. Don't go in that gated thing because you're symbolically walking into the ship or on board to the ship.
Because of maritime law.
You betcha. And admiralty law, you betcha. And that's what that gold fringe around that flag is representing.
Yes.
It's saying screw the Constitution.
Yeah.
So you have an illegal sitting judge that is doing it for them. But that black robe, oh my gosh, I ran across that not long ago, about a month ago, and I forgot because it has to do with worshiping. Here it is. It's just, thank you, Father. It's them worshiping the dead. Because when you come in that courtroom, you are considered dead because of the birth certificate. You are a dead entity because everything, your driver's license, the bills that come to your house for your utilities, your gas bill, electric bill, your marriage license, your hunting license, fishing license, it's in all caps.
Yes, I had to check. She's right. Your name on your driver's license is in all caps.
That's right. That's right. And that makes you a corporation name.
Yeah.
Okay? They can literally prosecute you for using that name. Now, I just copyrighted all the names, the derivatives of my name from my 2 marriages and my family name. And I've gone back to my family name. But I've copyrighted them as recorded with Superior Court. And so...
Thank you, April.
But when you go before a judge, this is why they don't hear you, and they always push for you to get an attorney. And if you cannot afford one, we will appoint one for you out of the union, out of the bar, okay?
Yes.
We'll appoint you an attorney for you to be represented. Why? Because so long as you're under that birth certificate, so long as you are, signing your name, their name, and all this other crap, you are deemed by the court as an infant. That's right, folks. You are an infant, whereby you need a mouthpiece to speak for you.
Yeah.
And whether that mouthpiece is going to represent you, and I'm here to tell you, they're not. They're going to take you daggone money, and they're going to run to the damn bank. They're not going to represent you because their allegiance is to the court. You are the last one on that totem pole for that daggone attorney. The sworn crown whore for the crown is representing the court, not you. So if you're too ignorant and they deem you as an idiot, this is for real in law. They deem you incompetent to stand before the court and do your own talking because you have an attorney. Now, you don't have to write things out like an attorney would, okay? But actually, if you got papers from the court, I just put on their non-sumpsit and send it right back,
Yeah.
Unless you've done some kind of damage, killed somebody, or tore somebody's property up, whereby you're being summoned to come to court. All right? That's the only 2 reasons you ought to be going to a court. If you caused damage to someone's property, or you shot somebody, or you caused them harm somehow, some way, and then you're being sued. But yeah, anyway.
Yep.
Well, I guess I'm done. You need to go. Oh wait, do I have 5 minutes here?
Yeah, and listen, I've got a lot of people here saying, will you come back another time and talk a little more in depth about some of this stuff, because it's the first time they're ever hearing this. and give a
Yeah.
little refresher course and tell them a little bit more about?
I would be happy to, and I so appreciate you inviting me.
Oh, we're
on
thrilled to
your
have you.
channel.
Listen, you're sassy. I like sassy.
Yeah. Well, I tried to tone it down because
Yeah.
if you go to my channel, I couldn't lose.
Let me tell you, if y'all want to see real sass, y'all go to Weeping Willow too for you, because now she sasses it really. I asked her to tone it down just a little bit for y'all, but she's still being a little bit sassy with her attitude. She's saying stuff that nobody else has the nerve to say, so that's sassy in my book.
Yeah, I don't worry about all that crap. I don't bow down to anybody but the Father Almighty and His Son. And, He says, fear not, so I don't fear. I mean, what's the point of it?
That's right.
It just gets you gray hairs. But anyway, I wanted to read this, Psalm 27. And for you all and your safety,
Weeping Willow too for
worried,
you.
You should go to, I hope y'all
At
would look up
RJax.
on my channel, either one of them.
Yes, y'all go subscribe. CJ, here it is, Weeping Willow.
Well, they don't necessarily have to subscribe to me.
No, we want them to subscribe. You're giving us time. We can at least give you subscribers.
Well, that would be great, but it's YouTube's going to screw around my numbers either way it goes, because they don't like me, because they don't run ads. I don't ask people for money, or I just do what the Father told me to do.
Yeah.
And so anyway, but the prayer of agreement is on both of my channels. I hope y'all would go and listen to it. The Father told me to do it. I did it. It took me 21 hours to bring it together, a little over that. And I poured it all out there for people. It has some fantastic scripture. It's all backed up with scripture. It has prayers in it. It has a lot of stuff. It's power-packed. And it will enlighten you. It will instill hope. And it will give you the tools to battle the evil one. Okay, so the prayers of protection are Psalm 91, 37, and 23. Mm-hmm. But here's one here that I would like to read, and then I'll let you
go. Oh, absolutely.
Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. When thou saidst, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such are as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. All right, y'all.
Amen. I know that was
It's been a pleasure. Yes,
I
amen.
keep my Bible. I have 2 houses, and in both houses, I keep the Bible open to Psalms 91.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And if y'all would like to, I do write. I'm a writer, and I've written poetry ever since I was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
But the Father had me back in about a year and a half ago. I've probably written 150 poems for him and his son and the Holy Spirit. And they're all on the Weeping Willow 2 for you, and some of them are over on Weeping Willow 2 channel. If y'all want to look at the playlist and be lifted up in the Spirit, I urge you to go and I think I wrote 3 or 4 just this week. So anyway, and I write and rhyme.
Thank you, Chase.
But I've had a heck of a good time discussing the things that I know.
Oh my gosh, she and I have been on the phone probably about 6 hours total between yesterday and today. Let me tell you how wonderful this woman is. I just found her. I didn't know anything about her and watched one of her videos yesterday, and I was so excited. I thought, whoa, she's sassy like me. So I put her a little note, love to have you on the show, love being sassy, and gave her my email address. Man, in less than 30 minutes, she had emailed me, sent me her phone number. We were on the phone for 4 hours yesterday and 2 hours today. So listen, I feel so blessed.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this woman said the most beautiful prayer for me yesterday. It was beautiful. So, she does some sassy talking. She's like me. We have, we got that problem with, some bad words that fly out of her mouth, just like me. But we love the Lord. Let me tell you.
Yes, I do.
This woman loves the Lord as much as I love the Lord. I've talked to her. So sometimes y'all just have to overlook, we get a little bit sassy with our language. And the Bible says you cast out of ignorance, and ignorance means lack of knowledge. But sometimes when you're trying to make a point, there just don't seem to be a word in the English language that quite brings your point home like a good old cuss word. So God knows where our heart is.
I could I can tell you about that. What the Scripture says about that is that you're only supposed to say yay, yay, and nay, nay. That's what's supposed to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
But I had done, because I used to get a lot of people jumping my case because I do write religious, or not religious, I don't do the religious, but the faith-filled poems and stuff. I didn't back then, but, I've been on the net for, since 2008, but I've only been doing news for 6 years, in fact. Next month, on the 28th of February, when the Father told me to do the news, I said, okay. So I did the news. 7 million views later, here I am still.
Do you know who Jackie Flowers is? Jackie, are you talking about Weeping Willow? Do you know who Jackie Flowers is, Weeping Willow?
Not offhand, I don't know why.
Oh, maybe he's talking about somebody else. He said he got into a fight over meltdowns a few years ago. Hope she'll forgive and forget. I'm still glad she's fighting. I think she's a good person who cares a lot. So I'm not quite sure who Jackie Flowers is talking about. Okay, maybe that's not you.
I don't either. I don't have a clue.
Okay. Well, honey, you just don't know how much I appreciate you doing this for me. And I hope we sent you.
You did it for me just as much, girl.
Well,
I mean, I would love to have an audience to share my knowledge. And if there's any injured workers out there, you need some help on workers' comp, hey, I'm the gal for you.
Let me tell you, this woman knows how to put together. You don't need a lawyer. She can tell you how to do your stuff yourself. So,
there's a difference between a lawyer and an attorney.
Well, that's true.
An attorney goes into the court, and the lawyer studies the law.
Yeah, that's true.
So they don't go into courtrooms.
So, but listen, Weeping Willow, honey, I love you. I appreciate you so much. You made old CJ Blaze's day when I told her you were going to be on the channel, and we're going to have you back. I appreciate that. And anytime you ever get anything, I know you do your videos, you don't do lives, but anytime you ever want a live to express an opinion or bring a point of view across, You always have a home here with us.
Well, thank you so much.
I
That is so kind of
I
you.
promise you
I
that.
appreciate it so much. WV Prepared Mind.
Thank you,
Yeah, I didn't know whether
darling.
to call you by your name or not, so I
Well,
appreciate
no,
your
they know my
great
name.
name.
They know my first name's Kim. You can call me
Oh,
Kim.
okay.
I just didn't
Okay.
call you by your name. I didn't know if they knew your name or not. But yeah, I told them my
Yeah.
name's Kim. And I've been doxxed so many times. Half of them knows my real name and address and everything. But we won't.
Yeah, me too. It's all out there.
I
If all
won't
the bad
volunteer
people
it for
has my
anybody
name,
that
then
don't
might as well be
know.
the good ones have it, you know.
But honey, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll keep you in my prayers, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
Back at you. You take care. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your audience, and I hope some of my people showed up over here.
I believe they
Okay.
did. I believe they did, and I love them, and I appreciate that. Thank you, honey.
Okay, take care, girl.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, CJ Blaze.
There you go, CJ. You got your shout out.
Thank you, Jackie Flyers. I don't know what it is that happened. If that was me that you're talking about, but
I don't think it was. I think I misunderstood. So,
I don't know. Okay.
but yeah, they love you. They love you, honey. So we'll be seeing you again soon.
Okay. Take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
honey. Bye-bye. Now, wasn't that a treat? I'm telling you what, that was a treat. Okay, Renee Thomas was just a flooding me with stuff here. You love Renee. Renee might already be over it. I'm not going to go through all of this because Marf's on and I need to be over there modding, but I am going to read you this. I'm sure she probably had this on her channel earlier. I saw she was live, got to listen a minute. My phone rang and I didn't get to listen again. So anyway, she says in 1803 was a U.S. Supreme Court case that established the principle of judicial review in the United States, meaning that American courts have the power to strike down laws, statutes, and some government action that violates the Constitution of the United States. Decided in 1803, Marbury remains the single most important decision in American constitutional law. The court's landmark decision established that the U.S. Constitution is actual law, not just a statement of political principles and details, and helped define the boundary between constitutionality, separate executive. So, that doesn't necessarily say it's the law of the land, but I think that's just, a mix on words. It is, it's what our laws are determined by. So, and if it goes against the Constitution, the Supreme Court has to strike it down. Now, let me tell you, the Supreme Court can make decisions that lay out a precedence that does go against the Constitution. They're supposed to make every ruling that they make based upon the Constitution. But they set new precedents. Don't you think they don't? That's why there's always such a battle to get us we want a conservative Supreme Court and they want a liberal court. That's why it's such a fight, because they can set precedents. And then the attorneys argue that in the court of law. Oh, the precedent was set, so and so and so and so, Supreme Court. Whether it goes by the Constitution or not, let me tell you, the Bible says, woe be unto doctors and lawyers. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? We're all a bunch of slaves. But now that thing of getting our names not capitalized and all that, I want to know more about that, y'all. Is Adam going to be live on YouTube? No, Rip Curl, you've been sick. Adam cannot, I don't know when the exact date started, but it was a week ago. So about 3 months and 3 weeks, he got 90 days. He cannot be live on YouTube. So he's going live on D Live and uploading it immediately after. And of course, he said it's not as important for the mods, to be 100% the whole time in D Live, but he wants us there on YouTube. So that's why, I held this over a little bit. I knew he wouldn't get mad at me, wouldn't kill me. We were getting some important information. So it will be 90 days from whatever date, Rip Curl, before he can go live again on YouTube. So he got a strike, and that was his punishment. What do you say in being chat? Yes. He's live on D Live, and then we'll upload as a premiere on YouTube. Yes. Layman Gallagher. I'm new to this commenting. I am S. Gallagher. I am in a ministry apprenticeship. I thought I should put my title in. Oh. Okay. Well, welcome. Listen, I'm a Jesus believing Christian. Most of the people in my chat are. Our guest, Weeping Willow, is. How do I get on D Live? You have to download it. You have to download it, Rip Curl, honey. If you're on your phone, it's an app. If you're on your computer, it's different. But it's capital D, capital Live. If you look at it real close, it'll spell devil. Just like old Discord, for Lord's sake. I need to have you on here, Renee. You want to come? Not tonight, because I need to get over there tomorrow, Marv. But I'll have you on screen if you want to come on screen with me sometime. Because this is stuff you're covering. You've already covered this stuff. But if you don't want to, that's fine. And I'll dig into what you've sent me, and then I'll pull it up and cover it for everybody. But I thought if I could get you on here and see if we could share some subs with you. That's up to you, baby. I appreciate you sending me those links. Renee and I work together. We're firm believers. This mess, I did a video way back. Way back. When I first started my channel, and I was talking about all of the bigger channels. I'd only been on YouTube about a year when I opened my channel. And Lord, they were all fighting and trash talking each other and carrying on. And I said, this newer generation of YouTubers, and I meant, below 5,000 subscribers to, the little bitty ones trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you got a problem with somebody, call that person, send them an email. This trash talking on lives is ridiculous. Let's set an example and be positive and be the Jesus believing people that we profess to be and handle it in a right way. I meant that then, I mean that now. That stuff still goes on. I got in the middle of a little bit of a mess in the summer, into fall, but I didn't get on here trash talking to anybody, and I won't. But Renee and I, we collab. She sends me stuff. I don't send Renee anything, and it's not because I care to. It's because usually I'm pulling my stuff up about 5 seconds before I go live, and I push that button. And then, of course, Renee, she's good. She watches me. I go back and I watch Renee's her replays and give her a thumbs up, give her view time, that kind of stuff. But she's real good to send me articles and stuff and text me. And, we need to all be working together. We are on here supposedly as truthers to help educate. I am not one that's going to go look up that 5G mess. You know, it's not a rabbit hole I want to go down, but I'm interested in knowing what it is. So what do? I follow CJ Blaze. Absolutely, I do. I like Renee's Bible studies. Renee does completely different news. You know, she'll do the headlines and give the topics. You know, I like to pick one big topic and kind of run with it, get a little sassy with it. Let me see. I can't think right off the top of my head what everybody's doing. But you know, those skies, the trails and the skies and the clouds. You know, well, one thing I can't look up with my vertigo, if I look up, boom, I'm going to be out like a light. You know, I have my YouTube family that, you know, that's the things they like to do. I go to them for the advice and learn what is going on. So, yeah, you know, it doesn't offend me at all. Renee was sending me articles, but I knew we were running out of time and I wasn't going to be able to pull them up. And I don't know why I can't screen share, for Lord's sake. I apologize for that in the beginning. I'm going to have to go back and get a timestamp and put it in my title so everybody knows, you know, where we're going to start. So, but I'm going to let you all go. So anybody that don't have two devices going, oh, they're going to be streaming live. Farming Mom 5, are they going to be streaming live from Virginia? If you would, we're going to Mars. Yes, we're going to Mars. I've got to be there for the premiere, the premiere. So I'll catch it all then, but I'm gonna catch, you know, what he's got now. Love you too, Murphy's Law. But if you would give us those channels at the end of my video when it loads, who put that? Farming Mom for 5. If you would share those YouTube channels in the comments underneath the video after it loads here in just a few minutes, so we know who's actually going to be filming live. I think Prescott Caliber Club will be there. You know, they'll try to go live, him and Virginia Patriot. But I've heard that they're going to be scrambling everything. Nobody's going to have any cell phone to go live with. They're not going to want any of that live, real time, except what they want mainstream media showing. But if you would do that, Farming Mom for 5, and give us, and we'll go subscribe. We won't just watch what they're doing Monday. I'll subscribe. Everybody likes subs. You know, I'm willing to help anybody get subscribers. Listen, I've got help. So, yes, I'll help anybody. So, anyway, yes, they're going to scramble feeds. I saw something, I don't remember if it was on Discord or something, supposedly because of a military exercise, they were scrambling stuff. Well, that big old circle went all the way up into Virginia. How about that? Shit. Oops, said it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Guns and Gadgets is going to be there filming. Scott County, Virginia gun owners is asking for help. They need 1,000 to stream Monday. How many do they have? Scott County, Virginia gun owners. Ain't nobody gonna be able to stream live. They're gonna scramble it all. I'm gonna tell you right now. They will scramble it all. It'll be a mess. Hold on a second. Love is hard. I hate that. I mean, wait until Friday night. COTT. Scott County, Virginia. Oh, my stomach's still messed up from that daggone food poisoning. Gun owners. Oh, right there it is. Scott County, Virginia gun owners. Oh, Lord, they only have 279. There's no way. But boy, it'd be nice. American Joe show, shout out. Love his heart. Um, and it's just what she typed in there. Scott County, Virginia, gun owners. What was that? Gun owners. Scott County, Virginia gun owners. He's going to Richmond. He has 270. Well, it said 9. Hang on. 279. I just subscribed and it didn't take it up to 280. I don't know why. Oh, that's not fun. But I'll send him an email and see if I can get him to call in. People always like to hear and see somebody on screen. I'll post on this fella and see if he'd like to come on screen with me and see if we can help him grow. And if we can, we'll do all we can. Love to help anybody. Looks like a sweet fella. You were watching 4 feeds. Well, let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, shoot. My screen on my computer's not working. If that was working, I'd have 4 devices, but I'm only going to have 3. So, CJ put Scott County, Virginia gun owners link up. So, anybody wants to go ahead and, CJ, I forgot to tell you, I haven't linked anything to the Patreon, so there's nothing to pay with. There's only a way to the PayPal. I haven't linked a card to the Patreon. I'm sorry. And it's so pretty. I did it the week I opened my channel, and I've never let anybody in there, and it's so pretty. I'm proud of that Patreon. But it starts at $1. Look, I'm not begging anybody for, anything. You taught Bible studies on being prepared, store food, buy ammo, make sure you're ready. God gave Jesus 7 years to prepare for 7 years of famine. That's right. Be prepped up, prayed up. That is L 1978's ending line. Be prepped up, prayed up. Absolutely. Layman Gallagher, that is awesome. I'm glad you posted that. Sassy Frass. I like that name. I had Sassy Frass tea when I was a kid. And he's a godly man. He looks like he is. So CJ's got his link up. People will see it when they watch the replay. And I'm going to post at the end of this and send him my email address and see if he would like to come on. I don't think I have anybody coming on Sunday night. Monday night. I've got somebody coming on Monday night. I can't remember. Or was that last Monday? Daggone it. If somebody's supposed to come live with me Sunday night or Monday night, I just got over this MS relapse and I didn't write it down, and my memory after a few days is just gone. So don't be offended. But I swear I think somebody's supposed to be. I don't know if Who's Your Patriot was coming back on with me again or not. Yeah, I get 100% of PayPal. Yeah. Well, I like my Patreon. It's pretty. I used West Virginia pictures, and I made all of it like life is based like on a baseball game. Sometimes you strike out, sometimes you get a home run. I love baseball. So, anyway, and I'm not asking you to do anything. If, a lot of people just like to give to channels. If you like to give to me, that's great. But I'm not asking. I don't expect it. I've never missed a meal. God's always taking care of me. And I expect that that's what he'll do again. Day after day after day. No doubt. All right, y'all. So I'm going to close this little shop up and try to figure out who in the world, or if that was just last week, I'm remembering. Oh my gosh. Wasn't Who's Your Patriot on with me Monday night? And then Virginia Prepper was Wednesday night. Oh, Lord have mercy. I've got to remember. But anyway, I'll figure that out later. Always remember, don't be scared, just be prepared. Share the love. That's the love of God. Truth will come. Always pray before you post and go live. And from the bottom of my heart, never, ever, ever doubt that I love each and every one of you. So, till next time, and I mean that. I do appreciate you. I do love you. So, I will see you. Probably, I usually don't go live on Saturday night now. Um, Sunday night's been a little squiggly, but I made arrangements that I will not have my grandson. I will have my grandson tomorrow night, not Sunday night. So I will get to have Sassy Sunday. So I'll see y'all Sunday night sometime. I usually try to go on by 10. So I'll see you then. Love you much. And see you in Marv's chat. And go to the premiere for what we missed on D Live in the live show. So much love. Bye, y'all. Ooh, keep Virginia in your prayers, as well as the nation and each other.